runners up, buddy.
No, I kicked off the slippers, everything. I'm just gonna be neutral position for today.
All right, I'll take it.
Welcome to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Big Mike.
And welcome to the show. Good friend, recently survived Walla Walla with us.
That's correct.
Sean, I'll leave your last name out of it just in case you don't want your reputation besmirched.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
For legal reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, I don't want the feds finally finding out where you are. So, but welcome to the podcast, Sean.
Welcome,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Yeah.
Yep. Walla Walla was a hoot.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, mildly a hoot, yes.
Yeah. It's a good time, from what I remember. Yeah.
Well, I feel like you did better than other members of the household did. There was a rough Saturday morning for one person who will remain nameless.
Mm-hmm.
But really great time. I'm glad you guys enjoyed so many of those wineries. But I was glad to not be drinking wine on Tuesday when I got home. Like
It's funny to say Tuesday.
yeah, because we still nailed that last one on the way back
Right.
to town and at Roti on Monday, and I don't think we went light there.
Was Roti, was that the bunker?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
cement bunker?
the
Yeah.
concrete bunker
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. That was nice. I remember the bunker. There was the Davenport, which was in town.
Yep.
We sat on the couches.
Yep.
Bledsoe's place.
Yep.
Where we were in the war room.
Yeah, the special war room in the back.
Yep. And then
Abea, we had that.
that was my favorite and my first. Now a member.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to going back there.
Yeah.
That place was beautiful.
It was
Yeah.
gorgeous. They do a good thing there. They're really, really a fun place. But yeah, no, that one was, and it was a perfect day for it. Like sunny, but not too hot. It was perfect.
It really was, and the food was outstanding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
food.
spot on.
Yeah,
with
food
the,
pairing with the wine. That was something else.
crazy
Like,
good.
fat kid likes good food and good wine.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it was nice to come out of 2 days of rough camping and do the winery thing.
Yeah.
So camping on the Snake River was nice, but luxuries after that were better.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the shower in there. It was you came in a little hot, little ripe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hair Barrett. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Every now and then you get a little earthy.
Yeah. Just rub some dirt on it.
Right.
It'll be fine. Well, you brought us a fun little thing for our podcast today. You brought us something that we were just talking about, at least for the three of us, kind of has like a bad thought, like a stigma to it. Yes. It's so Wild Turkey, but this is their 8-year 101 straight bourbon whiskey. It's just like a little $45 bottle, but we've already had a little sippy sip before we got going, and I feel like the stigma is probably just what it is, just an old memory of a stigma that we're fucking stuck with because we're old. And when's the last time that we had Wild Turkey?
Exactly. And I never would have grabbed that bottle if it wasn't for the kid. I'll give him a shout out at the Selwood liquor store.
Yeah.
Where I always find some hidden gems there.
Yeah.
But he's the one that turned me onto that and said you got to give it a shot. So
Yeah.
here we go.
There we go. See?
What the hell? All right. Well, cheers,
Here.
gentlemen.
I'll relay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We got one over there. One over there.
It's not awful.
Mm-mm.
No, not at all.
Almost pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got good amount of heat.
Yeah, 101. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to see how it does through the episode and see if it opens up a little bit. I also just mowed down on a cold McDonald's breakfast sandwich, so
So you got some cushion down there.
Yeah, I got a little something to wash out before I think I can really call a flavor on it. So
Right.
I found a little piece of McDonald's cheese up in there. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we hosted Jackson's prom after party here. So like a bunch of them came over here before prom, did pictures, hopped on party bus. Shout out Portland Party Bus if you need a little bit of help getting around.
Yep.
Go to portlandpartybus.com.
Very nice.
But they came back here, and then there was a good 40 or 50 of them that were hanging out here, and then eventually the girls left. This morning there were 20 teenage boys just passed out in every
Carnage
corner
everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a crew.
those that go down first get a couch. Those that go down last get the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently Jackson, who has a bed in our house, managed to fall asleep on the floor downstairs because he was just like, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute, and then woke up at 5 something in the morning like, oh, I didn't sleep in my own bed. Great.
That's funny.
If those boys were smart, they would have realized that Jackson was on the floor.
Yeah, you do a quick inventory of all the bodies around. They're like, all right,
wait, there's a bed
Jackson's
open
here.
Go steal his bed.
Well, the good thing is they spent it in a safe house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They had a great time. They were up until I think 3:34 in the morning. I was not.
I was going to say, who does that? Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not. I stayed up till midnight until the girls left. Once the girls were gone, I was like,
All right,
I'm out.
everyone's staying in.
Yep.
No one's coming in.
Yep.
No one's going out.
Cameras are armed. Don't try shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I picked up the McDonald's. Normally, I would like be a good dad and cook bacon and hash browns and everything else, and I just didn't have it in me. So I drove my ass down to McDonald's and spent $50 on breakfast sandwiches and got a look from the people working the window at 7:00 in the morning, and
Made 20 kids happy, though.
yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Well, and 3 old guys too.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, I might have had one too.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Well,
good
hey,
stuff.
bourbon, IPA, golf, and McDonald's. I know that's a good Sunday right there.
I think there's going to be a nap later too. So
Yeah, no, yeah, there might be. I might try to squeeze one in.
yeah, I'm definitely getting one. I'm sorry you've got plans later, Mike. That sucks to be you.
Well,
You got an agenda?
yeah, Sundays. I hate Sundays sometimes.
Huh.
It's all good. Nothing formal, so I'm staying in sweats the whole day, so that's all I care
That
about.
helps.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Shit.
Yeah.
No jeans for this guy.
Well, I put on the same clothes that I was wearing yesterday afternoon, so don't get all judgy with me.
Yeah. Ditto. Yeah.
It smells like whatever I did last night and whatever I've done this morning, but I don't care.
Yeah. Did the same thing.
By
After I
the time we're done recording an episode, I'll be like, all right, bye, guys, and time for PJs.
Oh, see, there you go. The old PJs.
Mm-hmm. McKenna's going to be working until 9 something tonight down
She
at
got
Bullwinkle's.
She got the big kid shift today, huh?
Yeah, I mean, open to close today.
Ooh. Well, hey, good for her, man.
Yeah, she'll rake it in, and she did one shift this last Wednesday. She did Friday night as well until close, and then they close at 9:15 tonight, so it's not quite as late, but she's learning a lot real damn quick, which I love.
we haven't been there in years. Back in the day, we'd take the kids there. They had the little go-karts out back, and pitch and putt and whatnot. But
Yep.
they gave that place a whole new facelift.
Yep.
And I heard they have an adult section.
Yeah.
Um,
You can have something to drink there now.
yeah. We haven't been in there since, but I heard it's fun.
Yeah, well, there may be a time where we may need to take a field trip as a group.
That'd be fun.
Go over to Bullwinkle's while she's working and just torture the shit out of her.
Heckle her.
Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. Can I get another glass of water over here already? I've been waiting for like 15 minutes.
That'd be a good idea.
She will absolutely.
Kids needs to be tortured.
She'll throw that glass of water at us.
They got it. Yeah, they have to be tortured a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
We did the same with ours when they were serving at the restaurants.
Yeah.
We'd go and harass them.
Yeah, why not?
It's good medicine.
It's absolutely good medicine.
And it's safe medicine. Like, you can go in and harass them a little bit and throw them off their game, but they'll learn, they're safe there.
Right.
Whereas, eventually they're going to get some Karen or some asshole who comes in there and is really pushing their buttons. And if they can deal with your bullshit, they can deal with that bullshit.
As long as you call the manager over first, before they do, you're all set. You beat them to the punch. Yeah.
Oh my God! Excuse me, are you the manager here? I need to talk to the manager.
Exactly.
I just want to talk about this young lady right here.
Belligerent.
Yeah. What's wrong with her? What did she do? Oh, nothing. She's just fantastic. I just needed you to know. But I'm going to whisper this so that
she doesn't know.
Yeah, she thinks that I'm talking bad about her, and I'm going to get an earful when she gets home.
The good old days. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we always told our kids, you got to work one food service job and one retail job before you go like off into the real world, so that you can understand that both of those jobs, one, are, they have their pluses and their minuses, but some of the motherfuckers that you're going to deal with are real motherfuckers.
Right.
Like real horrible people. And you need to learn how to deal with those.
Get a little thick-skinned.
Yeah, so that the next time that you're working in some corporate position and you've got an asshole, you know how to deal with it.
Not everybody grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's just a way of life.
Oh.
Yeah, but good point. And I couldn't agree more. I think it helped with our kids because we had, we had them in the industry for a while. Yeah. But they learned to deal with people from, say 8 years old to 80 years old. And it's a huge growth for them as far as dealing with communicating with people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's I think helped them exponentially with their positions now.
Yeah,
where they can just communicate and they're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you've got to learn those skill sets early, because
couldn't agree more.
You're never gonna not run into it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. You can be on vacation and run into it. You can, just driving down the road and run into it. Like left and right, you're gonna run into it. So you got to learn how to deal with them.
Yep.
In the good ways and the bad. Like we had somebody who just randomly pulled Joanna and I aside the other day and had wonderful things to say about Jackson, and it was one of those like, oh God, what did he do? But then it was, oh my God, he was really nice and he was helpful. I love that. I really love hearing that. I really truly appreciate you saying something. And so the fact that they said something and we weren't like, the fuck, you can't be talking about our kid.
Right.
Like, you got to learn how to react.
I've tried to do that more and more. I own, small business, and I never hear the good parts ever. So when we did the Dottie's pub crawl just not that long ago, I was actually hanging out with the bar owner that we were at.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, side note, I don't know if you have the same staff working all the time. I said, I forgot to get her name, but whatever the gal was working a few Fridays ago, I said she was a grinder, man. We ordered food, we ordered drinks, we had what were those, probably 8 top pub tables.
Yep.
So, we rolled in there 16 people. Last minute, wasn't planned. had drinks, had food.
Yeah.
She was running, right? There wasn't a lot of like, hope your night's going well type, but she was also like bringing plates of shit at every time and all the drinks. So I was like, dude, whoever was working that Friday, stellar.
Yep.
Like, she took care of us, got the food, got the drinks, cleared stuff. So I always like letting people know the good, because rarely owning small businesses, it's always we were there this night and this happened. I was like, well, did anything good ever happen? So Mark was very appreciative. Not only did we, swing by his establishment with the group, but
yeah,
he was like, I appreciate you saying that, because I never know when, I never hear the good from the staff. It's always like, it took us forever to get a drink, or,
yeah,
the
nailed
bill
it.
was wrong, or this and that. So I was like, no, that's what I always get to, right? No one ever compliments, or at least says the good things. So that's always nice when you hear, especially when it's one of your kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where, ooh, that's water. It's one of those things where I'm trying to do more of that positive nowadays.
Nope.
Yeah.
Where, if something goes really well, and it's a small enough business, I'm like, hey, what can I do? Like the Whiskey Grail guys, like they're really, really, really small right now. But they're doing the right thing. They make a product that I really enjoy. And so I was like, what can we do? Like, not that we're like some big famous podcast or something like that, but what can we do that will help you? And they're like, just do a couple of social media posts. And, and I appreciate hearing that you enjoy it, because, so far all I hear is like, oh, the cup that I got was cracked, or it was, broken by the time I got it. And that's all I ever hear, because nobody ever says the good stuff unless it's a paid promotion. Like, all right, fair enough. We can do that.
So say,
yeah.
Share the good experiences.
Look at that. Sean coming in as a masshole, bringing the positivity.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
Yeah. I had no idea that was in your repertoire, man.
We got deep. We got real deep right there.
We're just gonna hug at the break. Is that
right?
Dude, I was gonna. I thought we should just hold hands right now.
That's not my hand. That's not my hand, Mike.
Mama did some good. Yeah.
And I liked what you said about the East Coast. So I gotta ask. So where were you originally from?
South of Boston. It
Okay.
was more towards Providence. Yeah.
Okay. So my wife's. We're actually going back doing a 2-week tour. She has family in Gloucester.
Yep.
And we're doing Newfield/Exeter, New Hampshire. And we're making our way up to a new town in Maine that I have not been to see one of my customers at the tap house I own. His parents are from there.
Whereabouts in Maine? Do you know?
You know what? He's going to be mad if he listens to the podcast that I totally forgot.
Maine's beautiful.
We've done a quick little pass through here and there. I haven't really spent much time, and unfortunately this trip we're literally just going up. Parents are amazing. They come by a few times a year. Their son brings them to the tap house that I own, and his dad's like, well, if you're ever out there, I'm taking you out to the Elks Lodge. And I'm like,
Well, there you go.
fuck yes.
Holy shit.
Oh, I can't wait.
The Elks Lodge in Maine? Oh, shit.
So what I love about the East Coast is literally they're like 45 minutes away of where we're staying in New Hampshire. So I was like, listen, our hotel's back in New Hampshire, but we will come up and do a dinner. You want us to come up for the Elks? I will totally come to the Elks. So we are literally just driving up to see his parents, hanging out, see the house that he grew up in, go have a nice meal at the Elks, and then my wife will hopefully drive us back to New Hampshire.
Yeah, because you know what happens every time you go to an Elks.
Yeah, no, it's
we were town we grew up in. We were 10-11, so if that gives you any indication on how old the Elks Club is.
Jesus.
Yeah, 10-11. And it's funny, I had been a member for a while. There'd been quite a few years in between since us frequenting the Elks Club.
Yeah.
But we were at what the hell is it called? in Portland. Not the nines.
Up top there?
You sit in the windows.
Departure
up there on the nines? The rooftop, the restaurant bar?
I forget what the escapes me right now. But we were up there and we heard this guy talking about the Elks Club and so just so happens that he's very high up in the Elks.
Oh,
okay.
So I was telling him how we were members for so many years, but then just went to the wayside.
Yeah.
And wanted to join the Sherwood Elks. And
yeah.
he's like, well, I'll make it happen. And I was like, okay. He's some exalted ruler or whatever.
Yeah.
But sure enough, we exchanged phone numbers, and next thing you know, without skipping a beat, we're members of the Sherwood Elks.
Oh.
So it was kind of funny how that happened. But
Shit, I didn't know you were one of my brothers over there.
Oh God, yeah. My dad was a lifetime member, and very high up in the Elks where we grew up.
Dude, it's like the best $112 I spend a year.
And it goes to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does good things.
It does really good things. There's all sorts of scholarships that they put out, everything else. And fuck, I mean, for every high school football game that we have to go to, it's right there. We can go eat dinner, have a couple of drinks, go over, watch.
Dude, you are lucky. The proximity.
30 so bucks good. Later, walk out.
Right. With 4 drinks and dinner.
That's crazy.
And it's the only place I've ever been where I got an email from Gretchen and it was like, we're lowering our drinks prices to get in line more with national policy. I'm like, wait. Did you just say you're going to make the drinks cheaper?
Yeah.
Holy shit, they were cheap to begin with.
And speaking of Gretchen, she's a super sweetheart.
She is fantastic. She was the secretary at our kids' school for the longest time when they were going to Catholic school.
Nice.
And she is, 1, a hoot, but 2, also the most organized, chaotic person that you've ever if shit starts to go
oxymoron, isn't it?
If shit starts to go sideways, she can fix it instantly, and she's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And she just walks over and she fixes whatever is fucked up.
Yeah.
And she just comes back. She's like, "Nah, we're all good. We're good."
Love
how?
that lady. Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, great. I'm glad that I now know that you're an Elks member. So now we can.
10 years.
Yeah. All right. So we got Kevy in there recently. So
prior to that, we're across town for. Oh my God! It had to be another 12. But yeah, just ran into that guy and transferred memberships.
Just like that.
Seamlessly. Yep. It was pretty nice.
Well,
it's not who you know, it's who I know.
It's old school, it's very old school. It is absolutely more of a Rolodex kind of group. It's nice to know those people because eventually somebody in that group owns a plumber or plumbing business.
Very good networking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Solid.
Feel the same about a hockey locker room.
Oh yeah.
You get every walk of life. And everybody's got each other's backs.
Yeah.
So, same type of thing.
All right, I found the town. Sanford is where we're going.
Sanford, Maine.
I don't think I've heard of Sanford.
Yeah. Beats me.
There's probably a reason you haven't heard of it.
Shout out. Hey, Big Mike will be there in August.
Huh.
Get ready.
You got a pretty mouth.
Oh, man. Wait till I get a hold of them with these bare hands.
Right?
So, yeah, that's where I'll be spending one night this summer at the Elks Lodge over there.
Get yourself a lobster roll.
Oh, my daughter, she's a seafood junkie. We're going to be eating our way through New England here soon.
It's hard to miss though. You get back there and every place has got a lobster roll, but you get the closer you get to the water, the better they get and the better they get.
When they're bringing them in the same day and serving them, it's a different story. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
I mean, we've flown in lobsters a few times for just like parties and that kind of stuff here.
Yep.
And they're great, but when it's something that's, it's like salmon out here. When it's something somebody sees on their menu all the time, they get really fucking good at it.
Yep.
So I would rather have somebody who knows how to do it with no matter what variety of lobster comes in or how they look or how old they are, how young they are, etc. They can make everything taste fantastic. I'd rather do that than me fly it in and be like, me boil water and make lobster go dead.
Yeah.
No, so true. We have our favorite. We literally will eat our favorite restaurant that does fried clams, Farnham. We'll go there. We'll go here for sandwich. We'll go here for lobster roll. So I'm excited. We haven't been back there for years. So
whole belly clams?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it's a different person that can eat the whole belly clam. Yeah.
No.
I was back east for a while. I never was introduced to a whole belly clam. What's a whole belly clam?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sand and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like a decent sized clam, like bigger or
I wouldn't say it's not the size of
not
the clam.
not like razor clams where they get really long and
No, but you're it's the whole clam, not just the necks.
Oh,
like we have out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
A little different story.
All right. So like shucking oysters, like you eat the whole oyster.
Right.
Like, actually, that's a great comparison. That's exactly it.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I would fascinate my dad's buddies because as fast as he could shuck them, I'd
you down them
down. Yeah. And like this kid's got a screw loose. And but I just loved them. And
so that's them. Actually, ironically, I pulled up a picture from the restaurant we go to in old Ipswich, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, they're longer, right?
Yeah.
Not just the neck; you get the whole thing.
Right.
All right.
You said, yeah, you get
a little gritty.
You got to get that little grit with it, right?
That's when you know it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best oysters I've ever had a little bit of grit to them. Like,
there you go.
The farmed
That's when
ones.
you know they're good and
the
fresh,
farmed
too.
ones out of, the Washington Bay areas, they can be really good, like good, rich oysters. But, like when you get like somebody harvested these fucking things from the wild.
Right.
Like, it's there's that little bit of grit in your molars. And you're like,
yep.
But this, it's worth the little bit of grit in your molars. All right. That sounds good. I'm all right with that.
I'm getting hungry.
So
now.
you'll have fun back there.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. We're starting it off right too. We're getting we flying in day 1 and day 2 we'll be at Fenway at a Red Sox game.
Storrow Drive. Nice.
My kids are excited. So we're trying to. It's not the best time of the year for me. I'm a West Coast boy, so the humidity, I'm kind of a wuss.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sticky, but I figure, fuck, we're gonna sit up there, watch the Sox play, and then we're heading to the coast for I think 4 days to Gloucester, and we're just gonna kind of make our way throughout where we need to go for all the family and friends. So it'll be a good trip, and I'm just gonna literally eat and drink for nonstop. So I'm looking forward to that.
A lot of good food there.
A lot of good food.
Yeah, especially you get up there or go to Cambridge. So many little boutique places that.
All right, at break, I'm picking your brain. You'll probably know. You can probably tell me some spots.
Yeah, there's just tons of them. There's so many. I mean, it's just and it's so diverse as far as the different foods.
Yep.
And it's just incredible.
I already told the wife.
Cambridge is a great place to go and just
wander,
graze.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We might do that on day of the game because I already told the wife we're landing. We're going straight to the hotel. And I'm heading north then. I want some Italian food.
There you go. Cambridge is a great place for that too.
Oh, some of the best Italian food I've ever had is right there. So then we have no. And the nice part is we don't have any plans for the few days we're in Boston. My kids are 21 and 17, so it's like we're gonna wake up, we'll have a breakfast. Games a little later in the day, so I was like, we'll slowly, make our way towards Fenway, go do some wandering, and then Daddy just wants to hit all the bars around the stadium.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
I love that stadium, man. That location, and everything.
It's one of the last old ones.
Yep,
right in the mix of things, right? Like you're there.
Yeah, I was sad when the old garden went away.
Yeah.
So many memories.
those places, like the Wrigley Fields, the Fenways, the Shea Stadiums, like those places where it's fucking uncomfortable because they didn't build it with the fans in mind.
No.
It was here's baseball and you are allowed to have seats.
Yeah, no, I remember the first time I went to Fenway, I just did the tour because there was no home games the very first time I went back there, and the little tour guide used me as as show and tell. They said, hey, see it, we went behind home plate, and they were talking about how these were the original seats, and they've been grandfathered in over the years with the fire codes and everything, and they said, see if you can get in that seat. There was no fucking way I was getting in that seat. The only way I'd fit is if I took a seat on the fucking back of the chair and then my legs on the ground. And I was like, I couldn't imagine. I don't know what these seats cost for a home game, but I was like, I couldn't imagine showing up, 20 minutes late and having to make everyone stand up. And then I get my seat and it's like, oh, well, how the fuck is this going to work? I'm just going to sit on the back. I don't think anyone behind me is going to mind. But crazy things like that, right? Like literally those seats were just... People weren't big, apparently, back in the day. But you know what I mean? They've upgraded and they've done all these new things, but it's super cool to see old-ass history in a stadium like that. It's just a wood seat. That's all you needed.
Yeah. I not to go to a dockside or anything, but I got a buddy that his ashes are spread on the pitcher's mound.
Oh, no shit.
That's fucking cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, a lot of ties to Boston and community there. Yep.
Great town. Great town.
Lots of good hockey memories too. Just the old garden was crazy.
Let's take a quick little break, and then we'll pick Sean's brain on old Boston.
Oh, boy.
That's O-L with an apostrophe.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
And no R. Definitely. You gotta definitely take the R out.
This episode of the Whiskey and Wine Podcast is sponsored by Portland Party Bus, Portland's original party bus company, where the ride becomes the party. PDX Party Bus pricing is all-inclusive. This means all the hourly rates include all fees and mileage. No surprise charges at the end of your party, just professional staff and a party all along the way. Visit them at pdxpartybus.com and plan your next wine tasting, birthday party, or just a great weekend. pdxpartybus.com.
That's funny.
God, get back to work. We're not supposed to have fun, damn it.
It would have just been another hour of us fucking sitting up here talking, oh shit, we should have hit record. That was good.
But yeah, fun times.
See?
Yeah, so you grew up hardcore Massachusetts boy.
Yep. Brain never got fully developed.
Oh shit!
I was giving you shit when we were up in Walla Walla because my freshman year roommate in college was from Worcester. Worcester. Yeah. So he, the story I told you was like he invited me out to his house. He's like, just come on down to Worcester and stay at my house, and then we're gonna go see a WCW thing down in town. And I'm like, all right, cool. And so I'm looking in my fucking Thomas guide for WOOSTER.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking exist in Massachusetts.
Right.
So I like call his house and I'm like, bro, where the fuck am I supposed to drive? Like the Thomas guy doesn't tell me your town fucking exists. How small is this? He's like, small? It's like the second biggest town in fucking Massachusetts. Like, spell it. And he spells it for me. WORCH. Like,
Oh yeah.
wait the fuck a minute. Like,
Yeah.
there's a C, there's an R, there's CHs in there, and all you said was Worcester.
Right. I would drop vowels and.
But that's a West Coast boy,
yeah.
because I did some sales and I had that whole area in the East Coast, and I should have checked in with the in-laws, but I just phonetically read these towns, and it was instantly like, where the fuck are you from?
Yeah.
Yep.
nothing's
I'm
phonetic
like,
back
whoa,
there.
whoa. Did I say something? Yes, it's
Yeah.
Worcester. I'm like, what? How the fuck you get Worcester? From Worcester. But
Right.
I've now learned that the alphabet is a little different over there.
A lot different.
So,
Big Ann over there.
well, this is very true.
I
I love.
where do people migrate from the east?
I
to the west,
literally
right?
one of the first things I did when we went to the town where my wife has a lot of family is I found myself. I just went through one of the cemeteries, and it was freaking amazing, right? To see some of the dates
Oh yeah.
that here on the West Coast we can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, buildings and just all the historic stuff. Like I've done all the stuff you could probably do in Boston over the last.
And there's a whole
20 years.
underground city too.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I love.
Yeah, like born 1632. Like oof, that. This was definitely still Indian territory at that time.
Yeah.
Like holy fuck.
But both Boston and Providence has a whole underground city as well, where they used to run, slaves and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And then rum and everything else eventually.
That too,
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting. Everything's old back there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said,
Dilapidated.
we just got back from Europe where everything's even older than that, and my kids are like, wait. What we're looking at was built in BC,
Right.
like yes, this was built in BC. Like, holy shit! Like, yeah, right. You think your family home at 1852 is old? Welcome to BC, old dude.
No, England's awesome for that. Great example. In a hearth of the fireplace.
Yeah.
I usually
Look at
6,
you. You
8
put an R in that.
I know. I worked on it. That was an effort. That was
In
an
the
effort.
hearth. In the hearth.
Yeah, that was an effort. Effort made for that one.
He's been
But there's
practicing it for a few minutes.
6 or 8. I had to double think on it. They're 6 or 8 feet wide. Because that was the centerpiece of all the buildings.
And you would cook in it, and you
Right.
would have
Everything.
But they would have
cast
bench
iron
seating
pot.
on either side too.
Yeah.
So we were over there. I don't know, 10 years ago, whatever it was. Had a blast. But one of the old buildings that we went to over there was built in the 15th century, and all the doorways are super short. So you get a duck going through them.
Yep.
None of the beer is refrigerated.
No.
Nope.
Damn it.
And we got there just as work crew was coming out. So we get in there, and we're the Yankees.
Yeah.
And out of place, talking funny, dressing funny. But there's half a dozen of these local kids and in their mid-20s, and they picked it up on us pretty quick, and so it was kind of funny. One of them comes up, and he's a big bastard. He's probably 6'4", 250, and he goes up to one of our buddies. He's like, "Hey, have you heard the joke about the Gestapo?" And my friend's like, "No." And he slaps him across the face. He says, "Liar!" And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, we're gonna throw down with these English guys." Like, holy shit! He just like let him have it across the face, like a handprint.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, we're all night long. We're drinking with these guys and having a blast and playing. They have this game called Hook the Bull. And it's a bull's head up on a wall with a big hook on the nose.
Oh.
And you swing a ring that's on a rope.
Yeah.
And you try to hook it on the bull.
Yeah.
And we're playing them. So it's a Brits against the Yanks, and we took them. So
hell yes,
they paid the bill.
America, right there.
Exactly, America. But oh my God, when we first got in there, I'm thinking
we're gonna throw down.
Yeah, we're having a fisticuff with these guys.
Old school pub
How do
fight,
I get
right?
extracted from this place?
But dude, telling us how they have this seasonal tournament, and it's like pushing a big rock from one pub to the next.
I love this shit.
And I forgot what the hell they called it. But whoever like actually wins, their pub pays the bill on the other pub. As far as everybody drinking. And stuff.
I love.
And it was just
traditions.
a good community fun thing. And some of the best times I've had has been over in like the backside of England in the countryside. It's just real people, real fun,
100%,
and good stuff.
It's so true. We had a blast when we went to London 6, 7, 8 years ago, but we had some friends living there. We had so much fun in their town because it was about an hour outside of London, and like you said, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was super refreshing. Just cool, quaint little pubs, right? Everyone's friendly. They flip you some shit, but by the end of the night,
oh my God, yeah,
you're hugging everyone.
Yes.
Everyone's cheersing. It's just a fucking great time.
And they're fantastic storytellers and like pub. I wouldn't call it pub language, but it's like the singing that they do.
It's tradition. We don't have that social tradition necessarily here.
No,
if you go to a bar, so I go to Tapforia often enough on 99W in Tiger.
What a shameless plug that was.
Yeah, baby.
But you know what?
A shout out.
Yeah, come see Big Mike. I'll be there tomorrow, 2 to 10.
Right?
But we don't have those social areas mainly because we're a suburban society. Like everything is pulled out. Whereas if you lived in some of these parts of London or Spain or Italy or wherever, you're typically going to go to the same place on a regular basis. So like a couple weeks ago, chef from Rosmarino was on our show, and he was telling us you never see somebody drinking alone with no food at a bar in Italy, because it's always social, so there's always food involved. So at the very least, there's bread in front of them, or there's usually a group of people, and there's some sort of pasta or something that is just in the middle, and it's a social thing. In England, it's you get around and you have a few pints, you sing something, and by 10:30, 11 o'clock, you're heading home and you go for your next day. But that's your social interaction. That's not necessarily the same thing that we have here, which I fucking miss. That's great. I would love to have that be my Wednesday evening. I'm going down to the pub to have a few pints and sing a song, and then I'll be home.
It's good community.
Yeah.
All right. We're having song night on Wednesday at Tapforia.
Tapforia.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Hey, Big Joe can lead it.
Yes, he can. Then why don't we do it on Tuesday nights, Mike?
Because I don't want to have to hear you motherfuckers sing.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, good times. No, it's so true. I get a little bit of it too when I've gone to, not in Boston, but on the outsides. We spent a lot of time in Gloucester just because aunts and cousins, and we spent a lot of time there. And I've been kind of showboated around town as some of my wife's family's favorite watering holes. A little bit. I'm that West Coast kid. Right?
More like freak show.
Yeah.
Like this is Ripley's Believe It or
I
Not.
walk into a room and you hear, and then I walk in. Hey,
hey, he's the boy from Oregon.
Mikey's here,
dude. I got smuggled in once to I think it's in June in the town of Gloucester. They have St. Peter's Festival. And it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. They have an old school, we'll call it just power pole, off about 100 yards of the coast and right outside the harbor there. And they load it up with grease.
Oh my God!
And this thing's been going on. I think they have.
Is this the like run out and grab the flag on the end of the pole thing?
This has been going on. I think they have records of it going back to like early 1900s. Every winter they list on this website. And one year, one of my wife's cousins' friend had to back out because he broke his leg.
Oh shit!
So we happened to be here for this festival. So
was he able to touch the grease power pole?
So there's a flag at the end.
Oh, gotcha.
It's horizontal.
It's horizontal. So you run up, you climb up this pier, you swim out there, and the Coast Guard's there because they have to rescue all the drunk fuckers.
Right.
And you run out on the pole and you grab the flag. Well, the unwritten rule is even if you make it out to there in round one, you do not grab the flag. And if you make the mistake and grab the flag on the first round, they will beat your ass to a bloody pulp, and the Coast Guard, they'll have to rescue
Ignore
you.
it. Yeah.
So this one year, there's a spot open up. So my wife's cousin goes in front of the board, which is all Italian and Portuguese, and they say, so-and-so can't make it this year. He has a broken leg. He's in a cast, can't do it. I have a family member in town from the West Coast, and they came up with a fake last name for me because Westfall was not going to pass the board approval.
Yeah.
So they gave me a fake Portuguese name, and they fucking declined. they declined my entry.
Nice.
I wanted to do this so bad.
I've
God!
Seen it. I wanted you to do this so bad.
I've seen it a few years. This opportunity, and I told my wife, I'm gonna fucking do the greasy pull this year, and she's like, I don't think you are. You're gonna show up. You're 6'4", white as white can be. I don't think they're gonna allow you to partake in their festivities. No, I didn't even get past board approval. I got denied.
Should have said you were out of New Bedford.
Well, see, I didn't know these things. I should have.
Yeah.
But leading up into this festivity, because it's about a week long with the parade, they bring out St. Peter's on this statue, and there's a whole town parade. Well, I got smuggled into the St. Peter's Club, and it was kind of like our Elks Lodge, right? And I remember I walked in with my wife's cousin, and there was a very Italian gentleman with the open up button shirt,
yes,
with the chest hair, gold chain.
Yep.
He had a locking money bag under his arm, and
not to be stereotypical.
Well, so this club brings in a lot of money during St. Peter's Festival. Yeah. And the gentleman that ran the club, he happened to be outside, so my wife's cousin walked up to him and introduced some pleasantries and introduced me, and he said, "Hey, can I bring my cousin in the club tonight or today? All right, I've kind of told him about your establishment. We want to go on for a drink." And his nickname was Brownie. He goes, "You know what, Brownie? You guys can actually, your cousin can go, and you got to stay out here because I don't like you that much." And I'm thinking, there's no fucking way I'm going into this random bar, social club, whatever you want to call it, without this guy. Because at least he knows the people. And he's like, "I'm bullshitting you guys. Yeah, help yourselves go in." So we had to get buzzed in, and I'm thinking, where the fuck are we going, right?
Oh, fuck.
And we buzz in, and he knows everyone. "Oh, Brownie, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like just a fish out of water. And everyone kind of looks at me and like, who the fuck is this guy? Within about 30 minutes, my arms are around people. I'm trying to sing songs I don't know the words of, and we got drinks. It was one of the funnest times I've ever had. And I was like, "Why aren't you a member here?" He's like, "I'm not." They allow me to come in with a member, but I'm not quite exactly what it takes to be the member here, because it was a very, very big Portuguese and Italian population there.
Oh my God!
So he's allowed to go in from time to time, but can't be a member. So, dude, it was so much fun. I was just, the amount of booze that was just, it was just glassware. People were buying drinks. "I like this guy. Were you from Oregon?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm not going to." "Yep, Oregon.
Yep.
I'm from Oregon. My wife's from Gloucester." Then that bought me some street cred. So
yeah.
But no, I love it over there, man. It's just a very fun place to visit.
It is.
Eat and drinking your way through. If you like food, you like drinks. I love it. I can't wait.
Apparently, we're just a fucking like Massachusetts fucking tourism board advertisement this episode. Right? Hey, if you're looking for something to do this summer, remember, Massachusetts.
And everybody wants to feed you.
I mean, you're not
that's the
wrong.
First thing that comes out of everybody's mouth back east is, "Hey, you hungry?"
Yeah, fucking
make you a
holy
sandwich.
shit! Like,
Yeah.
so I was in upstate New York, and so in the little town that I was in, there was a lot of Italian families and a lot of Jewish families, and I show up as this, podunk West Coast, like, they're surprised we had electricity. when they're like, "Wow, how'd you get educated?"
Yeah.
We're so surprised that you're here. Like, yeah, well, we done got a school one time, and I was the voted that thing from the one school in the whole state, so I got to come back east. Like, they just think we're just redneck hicks out here.
Yeah, there's the greasy pole photo.
Oh, nice.
But every Italian mom that showed up, every Jewish mom that showed up, were like, "Are you eating enough? do you need something to eat?" I'm like, "You just showed up at my college. Are you gonna break out a fucking stove from your suitcase and just cook me a meal?" Yes, the answer was yes. No. I never realized.
Oh, and as you could tell from my peak physical shape over here,
yeah,
I love food.
Oh,
so going over there, it's
you're going
exactly
to food heaven. Yeah,
it's exactly what I want on a vacation, right?
Yeah,
just hang out.
Are you still hungry? Are you still hungry?
Yeah.
Do you want a little bit more?
It's like all you can eat buffets everywhere you go, even in someone's kitchen, man.
But you can tour the world in Cambridge.
Absolutely.
Which is fantastic. Just whatever you want, you can have.
That's so much fun.
It's amazing.
Why not experience that? Like, whether it's Hell's Kitchen or parts.
Or go Blue Room.
Yeah.
Go high end. Like there's everything in between.
Yeah,
which is
amazing. You can try all the different foods, and like, all right, I don't know that I've ever had Portuguese like true food, so let's go try that tonight. Oh. Holy shit, that's fucking fantastic!
Yep.
And
when I was a teenager, I would deliver hardwood. That's not a joke. Yeah. But I would deliver wood to wood-burning stoves in Boston.
Okay.
And one of my customers was Julia Childs.
Oh no shit!
And so I would deliver hardwood to her house in Boston. And she was a staunch woman. She was pretty awesome, and had her cooking class in the basement of her house there in Boston. And so every week I'd deliver wood.
That's
awesome.
Julia Childs.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, and she was fucking awesome.
That's so
she was a great lady. But just as you would, like, you see a picture of her, and that was who you met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was pretty awesome.
But that's one of those things where, I mean, not that the West Coast doesn't have like somewhat famous people, but you grow up in New York, Boston, like that whole track. You're likely gonna run into somebody and be like, "Oh yeah, no, Mark Wahlberg, yeah, like his family was." They were the douches down the corner.
Yeah,
and they were
all
right.
People.
Yeah, like, they're all right, but like
he's repented after.
Yeah.
Marky Mark's a good guy.
Yeah.
He turned his shit around. But yeah, back in the day, he was kind of a dick. And
holy fuck, like I don't know any of why would I know that? I have no knowledge of that. But you're just like, oh yeah, no, back in the day, he's kind of a dick, and then he turned his shit around. Yeah. So, but like you're not holding a grudge like a true Bostonian. Like you're not like fuck that guy to fucking hell forever. you're like, nah, he turned his shit around. Good for him.
Who amongst us hasn't had issues in the past? Right?
I got a lot of deep pages in my book.
Yeah.
we don't air that shit on the podcast.
Nope.
If I can still be convicted for it, it's not coming out.
Statute of limitations are run out on most things.
Most.
No, we all had our wild hair in our younger days, and then turned shit around.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Shows growth, see?
Look at us maturing.
That's it.
Man,
Yep.
fucking tearing up over here.
This
is
it
good
just takes
stuff.
50 fucking years for it to happen. Jesus.
It did take some, yeah. Yeah. And I could always fall back on the fact that my brain never fully developed.
See?
There you go. Fair. Totally fair. And you know what? I grew up out in the country in Oregon, so I'm sure I definitely did not develop all the way. So that's what I'll blame it on.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just a redneck. I'm lucky to have all my teeth.
Well, same here.
I mean, but for a different reason. Yours would have been knocked out in a bar fight. Mine are going to be knocked out by the bull.
Well, I had a space in between my teeth, so I would whistle when I was a little kid.
Oh,
When I talked, I'd whistle, and then I had another thing. I was brought up as a left-hander.
Yeah.
So that was another what do you call it?
check
Another
mark.
issue I had to deal with. So my dad was always he always got involved with it, whatever sport we were with. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but
Yeah, and
my dad was
we're here for the ride.
My dad was the president of the basketball league where I grew up, and I rode the pine for quite a while, but because I wasn't good as a basketball player because I was left-handed and basketballs are made for right-handers. So, but I did whistle. So my dad got lazy, and so he would use me as a whistle. So he would instead of I'd be playing the basketball game, he would have me come on the sideline, and I'd follow him up and down the sideline, and every now and then he'd slap me in the back of the head, and he'd whistle for the ball. And because I had a whistle.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So I was,
You were the whistle.
I was the whistle.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because of my speech impediment.
Oh my god! All right,
true story.
Yeah, no, all right. Fuck it, Sean, you win. Fuck it.
True story.
Jesus Christ! My dad was not necessarily the nicest guy, but he never hit me in the back of the head to use me as a whistle.
We're gonna sub a player in, and he'd slap me in the back of the head, and I'd whistle.
Fuck me! Oh my god!
Stop play.
I love it.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
All right, well, so like we told you, Sean, we're now plus an hour.
See? Look how fast that went. It's natural, see?
You didn't need anybody to hold your hand. You did just
I
fine.
Still miss Kevy.
I still
Well, so then whenever Kevy is allowed to come on the podcast, we'll have you back.
Right on.
You and Kevy can be here because I know Kevy's got good stuff on you and you've got good stuff on Kevy.
Oh, I got so much dirt on Kevy.
Yeah, there we go.
I like it.
Well, so we always rate our whiskeys. Our rating scale, if you can see it, you old geezer, is over there on the wall. So the highest would be a platinum. The next is high gold, then high silver, and silver.
Where would you place the 8-year wild turkey?
So that's part of what we're talking about right now is you get to rate this with us.
Okay.
But we go on 3 categories. One is availability.
Yep. This is our custom scale here.
Yeah. Because ain't nobody give a fuck what we actually think about whiskey because we're not professionals.
No.
But at this point, we're 70 plus episodes in. We're starting to get mildly like accurate.
He said, she said.
Yeah. So we do it on availability, price, and taste. So availability, you can find this shit, regularly in almost every liquor store.
Correct.
Price, what was the price again? 45?
Yeah, we'll call it $45. So middle of the road on price, not breaking your bank, and it's not a plastic screw cap.
Right, exactly. But recently just released back into society.
Yes. Yeah, right. So this one, the 8-year, just showed back up, but still available, hasn't started to like get that weird allocated knock on it where you can't find shit. So you can find it. Price is fairly reasonable. Then it's just on taste. So we've never had a platinum because that's just like you can find it everywhere. It's reasonably priced, and this taste is fantastic. Like I would drink this every day at this price, with no questions. Most things are in the gold and high gold region. We've had a couple of high silvers lately because we've tried some weird shit.
I hit the wrong program. So where would you place this one?
You want us to go first, or do you want to go first?
No, I think it's smooth. I like the flavor. I'm not offended that I bought it.
No.
No, I'm glad the kid from Selwood at the liquor store recommended it because it is. I haven't had this. I had the rare breed I have at home right now at my home bar, and I think I told you before we even started. It was turned on to me by a buddy, and he goes, "Listen, you have to try this wild turkey." And I was like, "Oh, dude, what?" And he goes, "Try the rare breed. It's my kind of daily drinker right now. It's freaking phenomenal." Yeah. Bought a bottle. It was kind of the same thing as this 101 here. I feel like there's a little stigma with wild turkey.
I think
and some of the other ones, right? Yeah. You can even put Jack in that categories because we've been drinking, what was the square bottles that we had? The rye and the regular?
Yep.
Was that the barrel proof?
Yep.
Holy
the barrel
shit.
Proof. Yeah.
Once again.
Not a Jack guy. But hurt me as a young kid.
Yeah.
And
we've all done stupid shit with wild turkey, Jack Daniels.
But Jack, I got an ugly story that we won't share tonight.
Yeah.
We'll save that for the next episode. But it was the same thing with that bottle. We got it. It was like, holy shit, this is really freaking good, right? But some people, there's certain names out there, right, and brands that it's like, I don't know. I don't know if anything they're gonna have is gonna knock my sock off. Well, this falls into that category. I think this is just as good as the rare breed that I have at home. Dude, I like it.
Nice.
We're an hour, almost hour 10 into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flavor's still there.
Yep.
Front and back. I haven't really.
Yeah.
I
It's
haven't
not
tested the nose yet, but
it's not burning my nose hairs. It's definitely got a flavor to it. Like at first, I think I was tainted by my McDonald's.
There you go. Yeah.
But
see, it still had the sausage.
that
6-hour-old
egg McMuffin was.
No, that was not a good idea. We've all right.
That was
a
presence.
Like it still existed in there. So
it was a weak moment. They were sitting in the box. They looked good.
Yeah, like I'm definitely not gonna eat dinner tonight. So we're just gonna call my diet questionable for the day. But honestly, as we've gotten through the episode, I'm very impressed. Like, I would not think that a wild turkey would hold up in a regular glass, no rocks, just as a drinkable good whiskey.
I concur.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed either with the wild turkey.
And my guess is that if I have this sitting on my shelf, a lot of people are going to be like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, because it's got the stigma.
You know what? Fuck you. Give it a shot. So give it a shot.
Right.
I don't know, Mike. Where are you at?
I already know where I'm at.
You're at.
Yeah. You want me to?
Yeah, you roll first.
All right, I'm going right smack in the middle, man. I think this is a nice, solid gold for me. Right in the middle of the spectrum. I like the price point. Flavor's good. Did have an Egg McMuffin in the front end of it, so maybe come back and try it again to see if it gets bumped up a level. But no, I didn't do a top off because I have to go be a productive member of society here. But no, for me, I think I'm going gold on it.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to go. I was very close to a high gold just because I was so pleasantly surprised by it. But I think I'm going to go with gold just because flavor-wise, I don't think it's got quite as much as some of the things that we've given a high gold.
Yeah.
But holy shit, like if you just need a good, solid, like shelf-stable, everyday whiskey,
yeah,
I think this is a good bet. At $45, you'll get decent flavor out of it. And you're not going to feel bad. We've got other things that we've done before that I think would do better, but give it a shot. Wild Turkey is not a piece of shit anymore.
See?
Well, I'll go in high gold.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah, because I got a sweet tooth and I like the honey finish.
There you go. See?
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it. Perfect. Well, there we go. So Wild Turkey.
Who would have thunk?
They're 8-year 101.
Right.
We've got 2 golds and a high gold. So
do we lock it in?
yeah, I think we lock it in.
All right, lock it in there.
Love
Lock
you
it in
guys.
there.
Well done, gentlemen.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I'm gonna have to exchange some info with you. I feel like you can point me in the right direction of some food and drinks while I'm over there on my trip here this summer. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
fat kid needs restaurants.
I love me the food
Yeah, I'm big
and the
foodie.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit, Sean. Thank you so much for. I know you had a rough start to your day, but I'm so glad that.
I'm the last of the coal-fired ovens, so yeah, it takes a while to warm up. But yeah, glad I came.
Yeah. No,
Hell yeah.
super
Thanks for having
fun.
me.
Holy shit. Well, remember, guys, if you want anything specific, remember to follow us on Instagram. Shoot us a message. Check out the website. YouTube is up and running-ish. It's only audio for the most part. But, one day we'll figure out how to do video.
Yeah.
And remember, if any of you motherfuckers are any good at this stuff and you want to help, you go ahead and give us a call.
You know how to get a hold of us.
Because, God damn it, we could use the help. Well, Sean, again, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and we're going to have you back on with Kevy, I think.
I hope so.
There we go.
Love you guys.
All right.
Hell yeah. See
Have
ya.
a good day, guys.
Yep.
The Whiskey and Wine Podcast is brought to you by Tapforia, Tigard, Oregon's first growler tap house. Founded in 2014, Tapforia has 28 taps, including beer, wine, cider, seltzer, and kombucha. Did you know that they are a bottle shop as well now? Stop in for a pint, glass, growler, or a 4, 6, or 12-pack of the latest and greatest offerings of our local breweries. Located on Highway 99W in Tigard. Visit tapforia.com and follow them on social media to see what they have on tap each day. Tapforia, craft beer and wines.
We'll be right back.